Peace to the God. What's up, my lord?
Yo,
What's
brother
good with
Jay,
you, man?
how you doing?
Man, crazy day, man. It's fucking, I don't know, man. They need to turn this internet off, man. People be leaning on this internet like it's a diary or some shit, man. Like it's just you and one other person on the other side or some shit, and they just be trusting this machine more than themselves, my lord. I don't know what the fuck, man. This it's not even the generation that's crazy. It's just people using these devices on overtime, man. It's crazy, man. It's like an insanity, God. You know what I'm saying?
It's a sickness.
It's a
sickness.
bro. It's a sickness, dog. I don't know what the fuck, man. But I digress, man. We here.
Yeah,
for
you
the
look
positivity.
stunned right now. You looking like you got hit with a couple haymakers right now.
Bro, I had to roll a L, man, and just get straight for a second, man. Like wow, like the whole day. But there was victory today. Every day you look for the victory, man. But the human factor is a deep thing, man. It's so unpredictable. It's very ignorant on the higher percentage of things, man. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? People really need a dose of common sense and right reasoning, dog.
Yeah. On both sides of the fence, liberal, conservative, everybody's just fucking loopy right now, man. You know what I mean? Everybody.
It's unacceptable, man. It's unacceptable, my lord. It's nutty, man. But
so that's why we're here. That's why we're doing what we're doing. This is episode 18. I always get them wrong. I think it's episode 18 of Constant Elevation with our man, brother Jay, myself, Tamal. We do this the first Monday of each month. We didn't get to do it this Monday, but I'm glad we got to capture this within the same month so we can stay on track. And this is our monthly build. Usually it's around hip hop specifically, and we try to have some positive energy about different topics related to hip hop. But the past few weeks we've been past few shows we've been talking about detoxing on the road in a toxic era, and so I thought where we could kind of tie that all up would be to kind of finish it up a little bit with health. We've talked a little bit about mental health at times relating to the music industry and stuff. So I kind of wanted to get into physical health, maybe as well as the mental, and we can jump around and stuff like that, and kind of see where it goes. If you have things you want to add, we can go there too. That sound all right?
Yeah, my lord. I follow your lead, man. I mean, where you want to take it from, man? From personal regimen. What you want?
Yeah. I got a little thing. We kind of do it organically. We freestyle it a little bit. So the big thing that came about for me. Well, first and foremost, everybody, thank you for joining us. And if you guys have questions, please use the questions feature below, and that way I can pull them up. And then try to make sure they're related to what we're talking about, because that'll help enhance the conversation.
Peace and blessings, family.
So the thing that I was thinking about, man, is that I'm getting older, I guess, and that's really what's kind of been sparking a lot of this a little bit. We're not as resilient as we used to be, and the time's just flying by, and so there's things that you have to look at as you get older, health-wise, that you maybe didn't have to look at when you were younger. So I wanted to start with kind of the physical stuff and just look at just maybe like, I didn't want this to be too overwhelming, just the bare minimum of some things that we need to be looking at, particularly as we get older. And if you're younger too, look, don't worry, you're going to catch up. You're going to be here. So you'll be here too. So you should pay attention. So I wanted to kind of start with some things that you can start it off, just maybe some things that are important to look at physically as we get older, and some simple solutions, like not you know what I mean, not running 30 miles a day.
I got you. I'm glad I'm glad you're bringing this up, because when me and my cipher get together, we go into training, and as people get older, and one thing to train together, but you don't do an Olympiad type of thing when you get to a certain cycle in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, older niggas will look at young motherfuckers doing, mountain climbers and shit and all kind of crazy shit, and then want to start, you know, at 45, 50 and shit, nigga. You know, it's like you got to gradually get to those steps of training. You know, when you get to a certain cycle in life, you got to, you know, put to yourself, like, you have to have a daily regimen. Like, you get up and brush your teeth and wash your ass. There's just certain movements and calisthenics and stretching to keep the body oiled. You know what I'm saying? And then you set a certain time of the day where you have a workout that's, you know, undisturbed. You know what I'm saying? Without compromise. You know, and that's you keeping your body oiled at all times. Even when we're on the road, training. Touring. You know, we get up early in the morning, knock our situation out, shower, clean, relax. Rest is important. So, you know, with the health situation, I would say people examine their, you know, cycles in life. You know, every 9 cycles, you know, 9 years as they measure it. You know what I'm saying? You advance, and then as you get older, you cut back, but you keep that stretching, you keep that movement. You know what I'm saying? Walking, motivating, and not sitting in the house stuck. You know, like they have people with this COVID and shit sitting in the house. Cats haven't got that COVID rust off their body yet. You know what I'm saying? Cats lost their regiment during COVID. You know, they had, you know, a powerful day to day, and you couldn't even go to the gym. You couldn't even go to different places and stuff where you wanted to work out, and then nobody knew how to, or very few people put that energy into their home to self-teach themselves. Well, what happens if I can't reach the gym? You know, some people just shut down and depend on the machine. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad you brought this up, man, because I talked to my grandmasters, and you know, they say, you know, stop doing this thing like you want to be in the Olympics and shit. You know what I'm saying? Treat your body well, keep it on, keep it strong and whatnot, and keep the regimens, you know, the medicines inside your body right. You know, eat better. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's the one thing that we didn't have when we was coming up. You know, there was no real guidelines. Cats was drinking cow milk like, you know, like water and shit, you know, and, you know, for all those people who didn't flush those things out, you deserve a time in your life where you totally flush and detox. You know what I'm saying? Every 3 months, every 6 months, something, you know. Some people have never cleaned their body out, bro. You imagine having a room in your house that's never been swept.
Ever.
Ever,
Ever.
dog. You know, like, ever had cobwebs knocked off the situation, and that room is just sitting there. Imagine what's going on in that room. Imagine what's going on inside of your body. You know what I'm saying? I advise people to see acupuncturists. You know, they give you a good reading on your body. And then it's not just about needles. You know what I'm saying? It's about people that know how to read the function of the body, you know, the functions of the body, making sure everything is in place. And if things are off, they can give you a different type of prescription and reading, you know, to carry out something that's more natural instead of chemical taking you backwards, you know, and that's a start. You know, colonics, cleaning the system out, you know, and if you're not with the colonic, you can get a colon flush, get something that you ingest, you know, and flush out. You know what I'm saying? Give yourself that kind of treatment, and then, you know, get into the stretching and so on and so on. I would say flush and, you know, and stretch to start, and don't discourage yourself with a crazy Jack LaLanne workout if you're totally alien to taking care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? But if you've been in training before, knock the rust off and get off the BS, man, and get back on board and do what you got to do, man. You know?
Right. So I meant to share this before when we first started, man. Like this build actually is important for me because, you know, I'm not sitting here trying to tell people how to live their lives. This is actually an important reminder for me to do some of the things that I was doing that kind of got off my game on and that were very beneficial for me. So it's like, as we're saying, it's like I need to, you know, I'm writing like crazy because I'm speaking to myself here. So this is very, very important as I'm hearing you, because consistency is key. You made some good points there. I definitely want to get into diet a little bit more in detail a little bit later. Acupuncture is a really good thing, and not only is it, you know, are you learning more about the, you know, specific parts of the body, and you know, you can kind of really fine tune the treatment. it's also a very relaxing experience when you get it done. The
Yes, it is.
the
Yes, it
other
is.
thing is, and you kind of go in there. Look, men over the well, they've lowered the age to 45 now.
Right.
Men 45 and up, get your colonoscopy, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like dumb easy to prevent that type of cancer. Once every 10 years, and I was nervous, I was stressing, and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Knock you out is done. Boom. The prep is the worst part. Like I've lost about 5 older friends, mentors, to various types of cancer because they were in denial and they just didn't want to go to the doctor to get treatment. Some things are, some Western medicine and some doctors, some shit is just, you go to the doctor. Like, you know what I mean? Some shit you just go. And,
Right.
and so like they were in denial about, you know, getting their treatment, getting their checkups and things like that. And they got cancer. And then they were in denial about the treatment going, and then died super quick. So I wanted to point that
I
out.
think more so than denial, I think they just don't want to go and get a death sentence. You know what I'm saying? Just being 100, you know, that's why I think people avoid that kind of situation. It's like, I don't want to go in and be one of those dudes that don't go home that night. You know what I'm saying? That's happening a lot with people going in, you know, at the final stage of a sickness. And then you find out some shit where it's like, you know, nigga, you got a couple of months to go or some shit like that. They give you a strange sentence. And most times, or greater percentage of times, they're misdiagnosing a lot of things. You know, a lot of people are riddled with parasites. I don't really see parasite detox enough, you know, for all the stuff that we eat, and a lot of the cravings and stuff that people go through are connected to parasites. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say a flush is important. Parasite flush, colon flush, do all of those things, and then do those procedures that you're talking about. Go there on your best and not going in there with one wheel flat talking about help me, and you expect somebody to give you a good report. Man, do something for yourself and then go get your shit, you know, checked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Straight up and down. Do, you know, that, you know, the whole thing about health, bro, is that we're supposed to take command of ourselves first and not lean on any kind of institution to take care of us or tell us what's up. You know what I'm saying? There's no one medicine for millions of different people around the world. So you got to find your frequency
Right.
and
Right.
attend to that. You know what I'm saying? No one knows you better than you. So once you learn how to be the doctor of yourself, how you heal and, you know, how you breathe and how how you do your thing, then you can go and say, yo, doc, you know, I sleep good, or I do this, I eat this way. You know what I'm saying? You can go there with a full report telling them what's up instead of them telling you what's up about yourself. You
Right.
know,
Right.
I think that's something that would change a lot of the dependencies. You know what I'm saying? You know, when this COVID thing happened, we should have been able to go to holistic, you know, healers to find out, you know, what can we do as a mass, because, you know, we can't trust no pharmaceutical, nothing to cover millions of people. How is one drug going to cure everyone?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's no way in the world, just common sense. So you say, yo, man, let me go talk to some people that know how to make sure that the body immune system is solid. You know what I'm saying? And once you do that, then, you know, you're ready to combat whatever it is. Because regardless of whatever it is, bro, these things are attacking the immune system. You know what I'm saying? And we're people that are constantly stressed. All the things that we talk about on this show, you know, avoiding stress, all these other things, all those things pound on you. You know, guilt, all kind of shit buries in your body, and it will eat you from the inside. You know what I'm saying? Start studying sciences where you start to learn how to let those things go, and that helps your detox. You know,
Right.
a lot of things are mental. You know what I'm saying? And when those mental things stay in your spirit, that's when you got a real problem, man. So uplifting your health, uplifting your mental, everything else will follow, man. You know,
Absolutely.
straight
The
ahead.
Yeah, so a couple points there, man. Like that you mentioned, as far as like, you know, managing this our own health ourselves. That's super important, and the fact that most of us don't, right? Like we're more into reactive medicine, reactive health than proactive health. So it's like, you know, We wait until it breaks down, right? So then we go take some medicine that
Correct.
covers it for 12 hours. 12 hours and 1 minute, you fucking nose running down the street. You know what I mean? Like,
Correct.
it's done. Because
Correct.
it's masking the thing. So rather than like having built up the immune system to maybe just get a mild version of that cold, we wait, you know, we don't take care of ourselves, and then we got to go get the Dayquil, NyQuil, whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
To
and you know, exactly. The body breaks down most times because of sugar and salt and things of that nature. And then you go buy a medicine that has more sugar inside of it to cure your shit. It's a never ending process. They got to keep you half-assed in order to keep selling drugs. You
Yeah,
know?
of course.
You know what I'm saying? So if you say, look, I'm going to live at 100% optimum, or is the best way that I can, I'm going to eat right, treat my body right, find out if your body absorbs meat or not. Some people shouldn't be eating meat at all. You know what I'm saying? It causes all kind of stuff. The sensitivities to the chemicals in the food is really more what they're reacting to most times, you know. And then even eating bread, the gluten and stuff is killing people. Well, how does your body register what the hell gluten is? You know, what is the use of that? If you're using it for taste or preservation or whatever you're using it for, it doesn't really match with the average human. People are experiencing so many problems with these additives to food, learning fresh food, and having a time period where you treat your body just to that and just experiment with yourself. What would I be like for 21 days detox? What would
Right.
I be like? Let me write a journal while I'm doing this. Let me not eat all of the sweet drinks and the this and the that, all of that other stuff. Let the meat go. Give my digestive system a break. What would I be like for 21 days like that? And then when you get to that 20th day, 19th day, whatever it is, and you say, damn, I don't miss Coca-Cola. I don't miss Sprite. I don't miss none of that. Your body's had a chance to reset. You know what I'm saying? When I first met Dr. Sabi, bro, I was supposed to do that cleanse, I think, for 3 months. Those first medicine when it's Usha Herbal Institute, right? So we were supposed to go to 3 months. After the 3 months, man, I went on 7 years on that regimen, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, because you start to enjoy the power and the energy that you get from a holistic medicine or system that agrees with your body. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? A lot of people try these little different systems. You got to figure out, experiment with yourself and see what your body reacts to. You know, if you feel yourself with vital energy, you know what I'm saying, you out, you lifting more, you're moving more, you're motivated, your thinking is clearer, something is working.
Right.
That means
Right.
your body's happy. And when all, you know, all the bells and whistles is popping and happiness, my Lord, that's the frequency you want to stay in. That's the peace.
Right. There's no cookie cutter. You've said that a couple of times. There's no cookie cutter formula for everybody's health, right? You see, Atkins diet, or whatever, you know, this type of thing. Yeah, our bodies are all different. Like someone might be like tall and skinny,
Yeah.
like wide hips. I mean, we're all like, it's just a, you know, hodgepodge, man. So it's like we react differently to different things. Some people can function on 6 hours of sleep. And they're good. I mean, like really good. That's all they need. Some people need that 8 hours. Like, you know, it's just, you got to figure it out and work what's best for you. And I think a lot of it, though, to be honest with you, comes with sometimes with frustration. And you made about you were talking about the doctors and things like that,
Right.
telling you, most doctors, man, really don't want to listen to you.
Yeah.
Right? Like you got 15 minutes, you get your copay done, they ready to.
They gotta have a cookie sheet of how to deal with hundreds of people.
Of
So,
course.
you know what I'm saying? You can't give me that one-on-one therapy like, you know, like it would be. It's a difference between like a doula and then someone that delivers babies at the hospital. Two different
That,
systems of one-on-one throughout the process, and then someone who's just like, get up on the thing, lift your legs. All right, take this. Let me shoot this in your ass. Okay, we pulling it out. Next.
right.
You
Same
know what
result,
I'm
but
saying?
but different, totally different experience.
That is correct. So we got to think like, you know, where's my doula in life? You know what I'm saying? Where's my doula in life that I can go and that walks with me? You got to have an elder, man. You got to have somebody that's been ahead of the road a little bit to say, yo, man, don't go that way. You got to.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right. It's a
saying? In
roadblock
every
down there.
facet. Yeah, in every
Bridges
facet
out.
that's important to you. So if you into health, find you somebody in health that you build with. It may not be just one person that knows all and shit. You know, stop trying to find the Oz. You may have
Yeah.
several different people. You know, you may be like Shazam. You got a different elder for every aspect and shit. You know what I'm saying? Give yourself that time, and that lets you be more universal. You know, because when elders accept you, man, that's a royal position, bro. They don't have to fuck with you. They don't have to fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's an honor for them to accept you, man. You imagine getting older and someone coming, y'all want to get under your wing, and you thinking in your head like, you know, you're gonna be a pain in the ass, so I gotta babysit you. So, you know, when they accept you and override all of that, you know, second guessing and shit, that's an honor. You know what I'm saying? People may have moved on in life and raised several kids, and now you try to say, yo, I need somebody to keep me on point and tell me this and that. Come on, man. You got to be trying in order to get that kind of love and respect. If you're not
Right.
if you're not saying, look, I just did a colonic, I just did this, I stopped eating meat for a while, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing A, B, and C. I need some, some guidance on something else. And when they see you doing something, then they know they're not babysitting you. They're giving
Right.
you guidance at that point.
Right.
All
Right.
right. And
Major difference too.
yeah,
Yeah.
major fucking difference, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Major
And and especially the sisters, man. The sisters need guidance. You know what I'm saying? This whole the way society is like they're handing them a strange baton. You know what I'm saying? Trying to X the men out. You know, and the view um, of what a man wants or needs in his life is distorted. You know, there's a gap between us. So when you have an elder woman to really explain what the real deal is, the competition will cease between man and woman. Man, you'll know how to pick your battles and shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't stress that enough. It's especially in the realms of health, bro. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Some of these elder holistic women, man, see these women what they eat and how they dictate their day, man. You know, they would bash. Women have to get on each other, man. Men can't say but so much. You know, I can't tell you what it's like to have a cycle and what you go through mentally and things of that level. So health wise, you have to talk to elder women so they can tell you, like, look, we were eating fried foods back in the days and it gave us fibroids. It gave us this, and this is what we did to rid the body of them without somebody cutting parts of our body off. You need to talk to someone who has been through that to instruct you on what to do. That'll get you off your I do what I want to do or whatever the fuck may be. You know what I'm saying? That'll get you off that bullshit real quick. You know, when women talk to each other, man, they respond differently, bro. You know what I'm saying? They can take out knowledge and pull it in one ear out the other. You know, and I say to the brothers as well. You know what I'm saying? Find you an elder brother that's gonna check your bullshit, all your lazy shit. You know what I'm saying? All your half-ass, or I do it tomorrow shit. Somebody that's gonna be that coach. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be like, yo, nigga, you want to live or you want to die crippled and broken, or like some of the elders who left here a little bit too early. The brothers you was talking about. You know what I'm saying? If we not living to 80 and 90 like our old grandfathers and shit, man, we died too young. Give a
Yeah.
fuck.
Absolutely.
Real shit.
Absolutely.
Man, ain't supposed to be no 70 cap on our shit, man. We ain't got no cap. We're supposed to be living as long as possible, man.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We
Right.
live in a stressed environment that takes years from us. So health wise, you can get those years back. Just focusing, man. You know, real talk.
That's the point I wanted to touch on too. Is that you were saying, about the stress affecting the physical, and for me, it's like when I'm stressed, my back is tight, my shoulders hurt, my neck hurts, my back of my head hurts back here, my stomach kills me, and over a period of time, man, like that, like you said it eats away at you, and that's a lot of the stuff that goes on health wise can be directly addressed to like to stress and not dealing with that in a healthy way. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
the physical and mental are obviously they're directly, there's a correlation there, of course. You can't have one without the other. And so I just think that's really important that you hit on that about, that's I can't pick a percentage, but I would say that that's a decent part of the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Stress management. Like, like
you got
just
to.
your job. Like if you know that you're going to go to your job every day and get screamed on by somebody, like just every day, you know, for 8 hours, you gonna get. I mean, whatever situation it is, that shit. You could be the healthiest. You could be 6'2", 220 pounds, or run a fourth. You know, don't matter.
Come on,
You know
bro.
what I'm saying?
And then you're doing it for 15 years. And then,
Right.
and then you're pushing it to say, look, I can get the retirement package and just be back. By the time you're at retirement, you can't walk. Your hair's falling out. And you don't want to go nowhere because you don't even have the energy to get up and do shit.
Right.
You're giving all your life energy for,
Every,
for, for shillings, dog. For shillings. You feel me? And it's not to say that you're not supposed to work or whatever, but you're supposed to find something that you enjoy doing at some point. You know what I'm saying? Even when I do physical labor, dog, I find the silver line. I used to do pipe shoring back in the days, construction, general construction and shit. Big ass fucking oil pipes and shit. And, you know, it's a dangerous gig, you know, but I wasn't going there like, oh man, fuck, I gotta do. I was going there like, yo, I'm learning something new. I'm learning Cali. You know, I had to find the silver lining in it to not be a slave in the matter. So I didn't go to work stressed.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I could take overtime and earn more money to say, hey, man, I enjoyed some shit. I learned some shit today. I don't want to be
Totally
somewhere.
different mindset.
Yeah, I don't want to go nowhere. Somebody say, go in the back and all the little shit turds you see, put them in the bucket. And, you know, that's not me. That's not my calling, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Not even for 5 minutes.
Right.
Real
Right.
shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing. Attitude. Like, so, you know what I mean? Like, because you could be in a line with 10 different people. You guys, all 10 of you doing the same job.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like, when it's a little different, stupid example, when like Coming to America, when Hakeem or whatever was like mopping at McDonald's and shit,
Right.
like, or whatever. McDonald's, like, you know, there's a sense of pride, you know what I mean, that comes with certain things. I did landscaping for a few years. I mean, and
yeah,
busting my ass.
but like Hakeem, he was learning. He was like, yo, I want to get out with people and learn. So he didn't give a fuck. It was like, yo, I'll take the burgers, I'll sweep the shit up. Y'all, somebody break in, I'll show my loyalty and shit. This nigga was in a learning phase, and it was goofy, but the real science was he was learning. He got past, I don't want to do this, and that's beneath me, or whatever case may be. So you got to find whatever line of work you do, you got to take the stress out of it, find the silver lining, and add that to you. A lot of the shit, that the pains and shit people go through. Look, one of my brothers does theta healing, right? And theta healing shows you like something in your liver can be, you know, a worry of the past or guilt or some shit, and a pain in certain parts of your body may indicate specific things. So it's like a reading, almost like palmistry. You understand what I'm saying? So now when people let go and recognize, oh shit, that's connected to this, and yeah, this does bother me. I smacked the shit out of somebody 5 years ago, man, and I held that shit guilt all the time. Sometimes I don't sleep right and shit. You know, it's real.
No, of
It's
course.
real. And not addressing it. So part of the shit that we're talking about, like now health, it's internal as well, but like we're saying, mentally, you got to let go of certain shit. You know what I'm saying? Certain situations, you start to argue and your temples get tight as fuck because you're going back into thinking about the strongest times you've ever had an argument and shit like that. And you say, oh my God, it's triggering me. This is you fucking yourself up. Okay? Instead of practicing the reasoning that to avoid the whole situation together, you let it slide into a point where you're now and then the anger, and then you start throwing things and you start going through whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of mental health that people have to start dealing with, bro. You know what I'm saying? What triggers you? If you don't experiment with yourself to know, like, damn, I've been eating a lot of salty shit. When I eat a lot of salt, I start breaking on niggas. Let me cut back. That may be rising your pressure, and you feel like tightness, and you feel hype, and you want to unleash on motherfuckers and shit. You got to watch it. You know, eating a lot of starch triggers shit. You know, nigga, I would get a bag of chips, and you sitting there eating them chips, and all that shit start turning into all kind of elements in your body and shit, man. And you
Your
start,
Funyuns.
yeah.
You know? You know what I'm saying? All that
Imagine,
shit.
imagine all the people allergic to certain types of sugars who go out to clubs and drink all night. Like liquor is not based with sugar.
Right.
And
Right.
niggas start wilding, and you like, damn, that nigga's acting a little extra, like he can't handle his shit. This nigga may be allergic to everything he was downing.
You just gave him 10 Red Bulls. What the fuck you think? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
He's doing laps around the club right now.
We not built. We not built for that. You drinking shit that accelerates your body and then brings it down at the same time. And then as your liver takes that hammer, and you go home and don't drink no water, you don't go. You go straight to bed, get up, eat a cold piece of pizza or some wild shit. You know, you living like
Now you
some
go to Popeyes and get some
yes,
saltier food, right? You get something
yes.
saltier.
Bang, because that's the only shit that's open late at night. You ain't gonna see no Dr. Sabi or no fruit market or no shit open at 12 o'clock when you coming from the club. But a nigga that's gonna give you some fucked up shit is wide open, full of it, everything, dip it in grease, serve it to you, whatever you want to do. Yo, man, you gotta avoid it. You gotta
Right.
avoid. You gotta take a break off the lifestyles. If you go out every weekend in the month, pick one weekend and cut the other three out.
Right.
And see what happens. See how much money you save for one, but see what it does on your health. You may be saying, I sleep a lot better. You know, I'm not pressured to go to the club and then run to church and then I'm running back to work on Monday.
Right. Run the church.
Real shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Your health is taking a plummet. All three of those places that you're going to on the average American scale, you done went to church, you done had the church dinner. That may not have been the most healthy thing. And I don't even understand why that's not the place where you're learning health. All right. And that's not to disrespect any church because I grew up in the Baptist home. You know what I'm saying? I wish we ate better. I've had pig feet before. I've had all kind of crazy shit coming from, from my family coming from the South. But I knew when to cut it in my life. It wasn't some, oh, that's the devil's foot, nigga, don't eat that. It wasn't that in my life. It was like, yo, that shit can clog up your arteries, man. All that extra fat in your body, that animal is full of parasites, will eat the shit off the bottom of your boot. Why would I want to eat a fat rat on a regular? And now that I can know, like, instead of mama, what's for dinner, instead of saying, I don't eat this, please respect my ways. I'm evolving, what we're supposed to do. Maybe our grandparents who lived 90 would have lived to 120 with the knowledge that I have now.
Right. No, of course, man. It's a powerful point there. I mean, as far as that goes. One thing I wanted to touch on, you mentioned it a little bit, and I just want to touch on it because, I feel like, particularly in this Black communities, we need to get outside a little bit more. When I say outside, not on the fucking block. I mean, in nature, with outside, there's something scientifically, like, as far as like frequency wise, that helps us with running water, not tap water, real water. Like, we need to get outside. One time when I lived in Philly, Philly has a lot of dope parks, and so I was, whenever I get a job, I look for where the park is and try to make sure I can get there on my lunch break, just to be outside half hour, just recharge, right? So there was a park near my job. It was woods and stuff, but it was like, there was a little path. I won't call it a trail. It was a path. You could see the end somewhere.
Right.
And it was a city bus parked next to the like entrance to the park. And it was like lots of woods and stuff. I mean, but people walk your dogs over there. And the lady said to me, the bus driver, when I was walking in there, she was like, I don't know why you going in there. People get killed. Like, I mean, you might get killed. I mean, it wasn't great neighborhood. It was just the fact that she was just saying merely the fact of going into the woods,
right?
Like going into a park, a city park. It's like, oh my God, you know what I mean? And so I really think if we got nature, for me, I can personally say, man, is like, it helps me take a load off from all the day-to-day shit, man. And I need to be near my parks and water and stuff like that. So I'm curious how you feel about that. But to me, that's an important thing.
Well, cats in the city don't know how to take a break enough to do things like that. You know what I'm saying? They would rather go from the city to a resort rather than trust themselves going manual. Look, bro, I lived in the woods for 2-3 years, on isolation, improving myself. You know what I'm saying? So I know the demons you fight, you know, in those kind of positions, you know, damn, I want to talk to people. I want to go hang out. I want to do this, or I don't have access to this. I have a taste for this. You got to go through all them ghosts, you know what I'm saying? And get away to nature and learn how to talk to the trees and the plants and, you know, see something different. You got to travel. You know, we were built as human beings to travel, man, and adapt to anything. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of health too. You contain yourself in a box. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is like self-isolation, you know, as they do in prison when they put people in a box, a solo box. You know what I'm saying? This is how we do our lifestyles, from work to home, to the club, to this, to a social gathering, to a barbecue. You stay in your shit, and then you say, oh, the boss gives me 2 weeks off, so I'm gonna plan that and go to another box somewhere where you're not even experiencing the full environment. You know, part of that is fear also, like you're saying. Like, you know, people say, yo, don't go in there. Part of that is fear. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that affects health. Fear. It breaks it breaks down the immune system. It breaks down the mentality to the get-go in you. You know, you gotta check those things and give yourself more time, you know what I'm saying, to embrace nature and switch it up. Do a 60-40. You know, yo, I take a break, go rent a log cabin, you know what I'm saying? Put my phone on, you know, on mute, you know, emergency calls only. And you show people how to respect your sacred space. You know what I'm saying? When I'm here, I don't want to be bothered. No, I don't want to talk about the Yankees and Knicks, shorties, anything. I don't want to talk about any of that. If you're not calling me something that's helping me progress, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, when you come out, man, I have some great things in line. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy your space. When people respect your space like that, instead of intruding, then you got real true friends.
Yeah.
That promotes good health.
Yeah.
You know, those are people going to tell you like, yo, man, you're not looking good, man. Your skin looking pale. Somebody going to tell you truth. Instead of, hey, man, long time no see. Give you that, pass the L back and forth, and then gone. That whole conversation was in fog. You know what I'm saying? When everybody's clear-minded and you come up and say, yo, man, what's peace? And you tell them, yo, man, you look good, man. You look solid, man. And they can respect your effort if it's truly there.
Right.
Not somebody that's going to be a yes man to your half-assedness. That's not going to work.
Right. There's so many aspects to this, man. I mean, there's so many things that play a part. So, right, your association, if you're trying to work out, if you just quit smoking cigarettes, but everybody you hang out with smokes cigarettes, you're gonna have some challenges. I mean, like unless you know. And so I just like how there's so many things to this. You know, there's some discipline involved, right? Okay, you got to have the self-awareness now to say, look, I'm taking the train every day, whatever, working to work. I need to take some time off. Not when I get my little 2 weeks and I go to the box like you said. No, every day. We've talked about this every day. Schedule that time. Wait, oh no, it's. I told you before. People my job used to take cigarette breaks. I took air breaks. You know what I'm saying? Like going out to get some air. And I'll stand stand over there while you smoke your cigarettes, and I'll breathe the air. So there's so many things that go into it.
And there's no excuses, because if you got an alarm clock that goes off at 7, get up at 5. Do your hour workout and have a cool down period before you leave for work. Don't leave for work like run into the car and stress, nigga. Get up at 5. If you had a flight to go out of town to Acapulco with a shorty, you get up at 5 to go do that. So why wouldn't you get up at 5?
Springing out of bed.
You feel what I'm saying? Jumping up, you ain't slept, clothes lined up on the bed, everything. So
what kicks I'm gonna bring? Oh, I'm gonna bring the J's. They go.
Hey, you already know. If you can do all that, then why can't you get up every day, say, yo, man, I'm treating myself. You know, I want my body being right by wintertime. You know what I'm saying? I want to look good for myself. I want to have endurance, you know, where I get up and just do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? You can live eternal youth, man, with good health, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's the secret to it all, man. There's nothing the body can't rid itself of, bro.
No, fact. So, the other thing, so you kind of jumped around a little bit and talked about it. I wanted to get into, a little bit more about diet and the food, because, and not to be on the vegetarian horse or anything like that, but it's like, and because again, not everything's for everybody. And you know, I've learned that over the years, and I got off that self-righteous shit. But for me, I found 20 years without eating meat, I don't get sick as much. When I do, it doesn't last very long, and I have way more energy on a regular basis, like all the
Yeah.
time. And I
Yes.
can, and if I need to push, and if I need to get some more juice, I got that juice. And that's, you know, for me, that's been something. But the biggest thing is I want to share, one more thing I want to share too, man, is that we're accustomed, at least in the Western society, of vegetables tasting like shit. Like, as far as like, you know, people go to Applebee's or something, you get, it's all about the meat, a little potato or something, and some like steamed broccoli that's like no spicing or anything like that.
Right.
Other cultures know how to cook vegetables with spices very well, and they taste good. So I just want to, people who are averse to like vegetables.
That's a very good point. Why would you go to Applebee's for a vegetarian meal?
Right, of course. Well, yeah, I'm just talking about the standard American.
But I'm saying to you, that's what people start to have to start thinking, like, yo, I have to start avoiding these kind of places.
Yeah, altogether.
And until they step up to my shit. So Applebee's will say, well, damn, why we 50% customers right now? And they'll say, hey, you know, why don't you come to Applebee's? Well, y'all don't cook right. Y'all need to cook certain such and such. Y'all just cook meat and potatoes and shit like that. And I need some different dishes. You can make people switch up. All right. McDonald's switches up around the world. If you down south, they got McGrits. If you in Germany, they got McWiener Schnitzel or whatever the fuck. They adjust to wherever. So if
they have meatless burgers in India.
You fucking right. So you can change the habits of whatever they're cooking at these places. If you're a community member, you can request that. All right. If you get with people who live like you to say, yo, man, I don't want to have to go drive 50 miles to go eat. I feel this Applebee's should kind of adjust to, you know, what we fuck with, and we'll put our money involved with you. And I think that shit will change up. Hey, why not? You can do that at the local bodega. You can do that at the local bodega. You can go and say, yo, man, chips and canned shit is not working for me. We need you to have fresh shit if you're going to be here, or we're going to protest and push you out. All right? Yeah. Hey, if they were selling lean on the shelves and just say, yo, this is the bodega, we got lean on the shelves, you would say something, you would complain. So why wouldn't you complain when there's nothing nutritious in the bodega? If you go in the bodega, dog, there's absolutely nothing nutritious in the fucking store, bro.
No, of course. I mean, of course. And,
okay.
And I mean, that's a bigger thing. You're looking at stores in the hood in general, whether they're small mom and pop stores or the other, like there's a Family Dollar in every hood selling like little Huggies and shit. You know what I'm saying? So
correct. But funny shit, when another persuasion moves into that same side of the hood, then they start getting the Nutri-Drink and the organic flavored whatever. Why? Because they pitch a bitch and they say, look, man, I live down the street and you'll never get my business if you don't straighten up your shit. So now you see Park Slope and Brooklyn.
Oxygen bars and shit.
Come on, dog. like y'all couldn't do this when we was here. Y'all couldn't give us something. Y'all was feeding us salt and sugar and shit, making us crazy, kill each other, all kind of shit, savage. And then these folks come here for all these different countries, trust babies, all kind of shit. Now it's like the baby Whole Foods on the corner and shit.
Yo, Park Slope is another world right now.
It's like Paris, my nigga. It's crazy as fuck.
I know.
But point being, you can persuade people to provide what you need. There's really no excuse. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't have to be over expensive. If you buy fresh food, it doesn't have to be over expensive. Part of the fact that people eat meat and shit is also because of poverty. All right? And also mismanagement. So when you mismanage your funds, you only got a little bit left. You try to fill your belly to the fullest. And for some reason, you don't think that you're going to get a full belly by eating vegetables and, you know, things that cater against meat. You know what I'm saying? Anything that goes against meat, you thinking that you're not going to get full. So you're like, yo, man, I got to get a big steak, some wild shit, and feel like, ugh. And now your body's going through changes. 50 days to digest one meal you ate last Monday.
You sluggish as hell. You know what I
Sluggish as
mean?
hell, and you
We're
wondering
not
why.
supposed to eat until we pass out. Like that's not.
Correct. The
That's
itis
not.
is not a natural thing,
That's
bro.
like no, you don't do that.
Correct. They made it like, niggas made it like, oh, you got the itis, you passing out. No, man. You ate so much that the body's going through like, what the fuck is going down? Reset. Let's talk about this.
Yeah, right. Control Alt Delete this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Correct, family. We can't listen to people who want to keep selling this shit. You know what I'm saying? We got to listen to the self to say, what does my body like? How does my body respond? How can I get my body to do 100 push-ups? You know what I'm saying? How can I get my body to last with my woman for an hour? You know what I'm saying? And be on my own terms and not what doctor whatever say about how a man's supposed to do or whatever. You write your own rules. You know what I'm saying? You say, yo, man, I do this without blue pill and blue chew and all of this shit. And I can give my woman this. Because when that shit shrink all your nuts up, man, there's nothing else. There's nothing, you know what I'm saying? And they be saying, oh, we had to recall all of this shit y'all been taking for 50 years just to serve your woman and shit. We found that it's shrinking the testicles. Niggas got peanuts now and shit, nigga.
yo,
Man, that shit gonna happen, man. Fucking 30-year-old popping them shits, man. Come on, son. You putting a hat and popping a pill just to perform for your broad. Where's the natural romance in any of that? You know what I'm saying? We getting so numb to just natural selection and taste and how to perform. We depending on the chemical man for every fucking thing, bro.
yeah.
That's
Honestly,
that's loony.
is that we can't. We've become accustomed so much to drinking, taking, eating, both physical, mental, food, spiritual poison.
Word.
That seems like it's the medicine. You know what I'm
Correct.
saying? Like, so
Correct.
that's the thing. Like, you start to think that's the medicine, and then but that's how long we've been. You know, you get so fucked up, and then when you take the medicine, you're like, oh fuck that. I can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, then you get all twisted.
Yeah, man, because one thing, people don't have patience enough to take natural medicines. There's no wonder the drugs that are out are imitations and clones of natural shit that has worked for hundreds of years, man. All right, so when you go back to the old way, you gotta say, well, damn, I've been living so far from the old way. I gotta give a chance for my body to digest that first. All right, you're not just gonna shift the gear because you dropped everything yesterday and you feel like, hey, I should be able to drop 10 pounds by tomorrow morning because I don't eat meat anymore. And I'm taking black seed oil and I'm doing this and that. You ain't no wonder drugs.
Right. Right.
Your whole vibration has to be in sync
Right.
in order for you to become holistic, man. You know what I'm
And we
saying?
just mentioned, in 49 minutes, we barely scratched the surface of all the things that contribute to being quote unquote healthy, right? Like,
Correct.
we just touched on them here and there, boom, 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 popcorn in and out. There's so many things to that, right? It's not one drug, it's not one diet, it's not one workout, right?
Right.
We see someone's version of health as being having tons and tons of stamina running 20 miles. Someone else might be lifting like, 200, bench pressing 200, but we want to have like a combination, right? We want to have the stamina, we want
Right.
to have the endurance, the flexibility, all that stuff. So that's a very important.
If you're
I mean?
capable, you understand me? I'm not gonna be some string bean motherfucker trying to kick 500 pounds because I saw the dude down the way. You can't, you
No,
can't
but what
ride
I'm
on.
saying is that we can balance. It's not all like, it's at the same time that person can run 200 miles, but then if they have to sprint, they're passed out, right? Or if they got to lift
Right.
anything, they can't even do that shit. So it's like I'm saying, having like, some sort of just balance with it all. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
not one or the other.
it's a knowledge of self in the nutshell of it, bro. Just like we saying,
Yeah.
it's a knowledge of self. You got to know what you're capable of, what your
Gotcha.
body can do. What is your superpower? You know what I'm saying? Is it jumping? Is it sprinting? Is it swimming? Whatever it is, you have to continuously experiment with yourself,
Right.
and then in the process, feed yourself optimum fuel, which is the real shit. Scrape everything that you know and restart. It's just like when you teach a child. You know what I'm saying? You're teaching them everything, how to chew, how to eat. You're not giving them, here's a piece of steak and potatoes at 3 months. Okay. You giving them soft food. You're giving them, you're giving them milk. You're giving them nurse. So you got to find out, well, what's the equivalent of restarting my body like I would teach a child as an adult.
Right.
And
right.
make that math for yourself. And say, let me give my body things that are easy to digest. So I'm not going to eat something that I got to chew 1,000 times before I swallow it, and then, wonder if it's going to leave my system within the next 5 days and shit. Come on, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Get some soup and
right.
figure it out. Have your meal prep and your portions and things of that level, and then work out. You know what I'm saying? Keep yourself busy, because idle time is where that Grinch comes in. Yo, let's go get a piece of cake. Yo,
right.
let's get such and such and such and such. And you're not trying to go cold turkey or things that you like, but you got to be responsible. If you slip into that zone and you do something like that, you got to know how to flush that shit out of your system as soon as possible.
Right.
Period.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Keep moving forward, because we're not perfect. No one's trying to say that all or nothing. Like, may have setbacks, but pick it up and say, and keep pushing. And so for me, this is a powerful reminder, man, because there's some things I do I'm very adamant about, and there's some things that have tailed off for me, and so critical.
Yeah, bro.
Critical.
This is necessary. This is part of what makes the nation, man.
Absolutely. Before we get on out of here, I first of all, everybody, this build will be up on our YouTube channel. We're gonna get this out. We'll also get a clip up on Instagram, and all of our prior builds on the Carrying the Culture YouTube channel, all 17 episodes. So check them out. We got a lot of things that we feel like can benefit people up on there. And real quick, maybe before we get on here, quick update on you. What you got going on?
Oh, everything blessed, man. I'm like I said, I'm editing that Red Pill situation right now, packaging it a little differently as a film piece, so people can kind of see what our intention is before we move forward. And I've been working on the X-Clan documentary as well, just keeping my plate low. You know what I'm saying? I decided to hold the album until the movie is released. And I kind of explained that in the documentary, because I'm not into the rat race. You know what I'm saying? We got good music, and I'm not going to have it compared to this cat and that cat. I'm just going to have it isolated where it belongs, around the rhythm of what X-Clan has always given. So, so I chose to hold that down a little bit, and until I give another, a street date, a solid street date on that. I don't mean to keep people waiting, man, but, I don't want to put my shit out in the wrong, in the wrong channel, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? The way the music game is divided, there's really no room for the kind of build that I kick. You know what I'm saying? So while that's happening, I'm just, putting my time toward that, man, and trying to spend more time with my seeds. Big up to my daughter, man. She's going through her motherhood thing. You have children, right?
Yeah, I got two, 27-year-old and a 14-year-old.
Yeah, so that first stage of when that reality hits, like, oh shit, I got a kid, that's happening to her. You know what I'm saying?
My daughter went through that last year. My oldest. So
yeah, so I've been dealing with that, and dealing with older children going through that is a deeper thing. So, she puts herself out online like the world cares about what's happening, and I say that's not what it is. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go internally to your family, and kind of stay away from that outlet of internet, like the world gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck. Everybody got to go through their trials and errors in life and the decisions that they kick through. So I want to throw a prayer to my daughter, to get right. I'm always here for her, but sometimes you got to fight the bears and shit if you want to go further in the woods than what Pops told you.
absolutely.
You got to be able to have your bow and your spear ready for whatever comes at you and shit. It's not always, like, oh, dun, 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 here I come, welcome to being an adult.
More often than not, it's dun, 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 dun. That's what the fuck it usually is.
Yeah, man, to the kids that are coming up underneath us, man, these are the things that we went through, and reason that we do this show is to put some knowledge so you don't fall in those pits. I
course.
think,
Right.
the ear has to be a little bit more open instead of open at critical times. You
Right.
gotta have it open when it's good time, and you still got that youthful power to make a better decision, man.
Right. Right.
So,
Right. Absolutely, man. And you know, my positive thoughts go out to her and your family. I love. It's awesome when I see like you post your daughter and your son and grandson. It's like because that's why we try to get better. We're not perfect. Nobody's perfect, right? But that's why people. I mean, for me anyway, it's a reason to like. I was on probation when my first daughter was born. I was about to go get locked up and shit too
yeah,
later. So like that shit was like, oh wait, okay, I'm not gonna be like my old man. He was a bum ass nigga. All right, let's get this shit right. You know what I'm saying?
right,
And so
right.
like it's always a joy to see you and your family, man, because that's the real shit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, man.
definitely positive prayers out to her,
Yeah, you
family.
gotta give it back, man. You gotta give it back. A lot of us artists and legends and shit were on the road so long and tours all our life that we gotta give back at some point, man. But you can't give in and try to make up for time. You can't make up time. You can
Right.
only just take what you have and make sure that that's golden for the rest of whatever it is, man.
Facts. Facts.
So,
And so we got to get ready to get on out of here. I got 2 more shows after this. We're going live with our man Apathy right after this, and then Save the Hip Hop Culture at 10. Yes, Brother J, X-Clan, Constant Elevation, episode 18 in the books. We do this each and every first Monday of each month. So we'll get this up. And thank you, man. Of course, always.
always,
Like
my lord, man. Always a pleasure, man. Give the family my regards. And big up to everybody who tuned in. All the great
right.
messages and everything inside. Respect. Blessings.
Word. Thanks everybody joining in, and appreciate you as always, man. We'll definitely talk soon.
Blessings, God.
All
100.
right. Peace.
Peace, God.